All right, all the stuff's going. Hold on. Did I put your recommendal? I did. I sure did.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go then.
I hope.
Enjoy the show, everyone, in 3, 2, 1.
In the year of 1914, in the month of February.
Whoop. Why did that stop? Oh, it's the wrong file. Here you go.
You'll need to arrive at least 1 hour before each shift. That'll give you time to change and get organized before starting work. And remember to punch out for all breaks, even if it is just to use the bathroom. You can do that on your own time.
Got it.
She kicked him in the testicles.
This is the morning stream. I'll swallow your soul.
Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that. That swallow your soul thing came from Evil Dead, didn't it?
Oh, did it?
I think the original Evil Dead, he says, the demon-possessed girl says, I'll swallow your soul. And that's funny and ironic that I use that today.
Funny later on in the show.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that at all. Just a complete happenstance. Oh, that's great. At least I'm having good luck on the show and not in real life. Hey, everybody. It's Scott Johnson here with Brian Ibbett. It is TMS for Wednesday, July 5th, 2023, and we're in a new month. It's July, so I hope you got your fireworks out of your system yesterday and that you're all good. People who listen to us on foreign shores are probably annoyed because they don't celebrate that dumb holiday.
No.
You know? They don't have they don't do even
especially UK, like they're going, who needs you guys? We're glad you got your independence from us. We don't care.
Thanks for leaving and never come back.
Exactly. Turn the lights off on your way out next time.
You don't think there's anybody over there that still holds out hope that one day,
we come back.
Like there's somebody who's just passed down and generation to generation just being told that no, one day the Americans are going to come back. They're going to come back.
No, I think that's that ship has sailed, for lack of a better way of phrasing it. I think nobody is like, oh, sure hope 237 years later, I sure hope America comes back.
Yeah, I hope all 300 million of those people come over here now and barely fit here because how big is? I mean, England's what's the total? Like the actual? I guess UK is different, but England,
about 100 people.
Yeah, it's like 100 people. 100 people, some blood pudding, and a couple of,
They've never needed more than 100 people to run that country at any given time, Beverly.
That's right. That's right. That was a good Picard.
Thank you.
So we're back. Bunch of stuff happened over the weekend. It was supposed to be kind of time off and relaxing, but it wasn't, and I'll explain why. I hope it was for Brian, but I can't say it was for me.
It was relaxing. I mean, it was an okay weekend. Do you want me to do my stories first and save yours for last? Do you want to do yours first and then I'll do my stuff last?
You know what?
Look at us talking in the show about the show and how we make the show.
Let's get the positive Denver vibes out of the way. All right? Let's do it now.
All right. So, three fun things this weekend. Went to Fan Expo, which is now what Denver has to call their Comic-Con. And that was on Saturday. Raced over there right after Film Sack after dropping off a foldable exercise bike for a Facebook Marketplace.
That's right. Yeah, did that all go okay? No issues?
It totally went fine. You always worry about this. Like, what are they going to pull? Like, am I going to drive it there? And they're going to be like, we've got $10 less than we originally agreed on. Is that all right? It's like, yeah, you've maybe drive it all see, but no crap. No crap.
Good. I hate that kind of thing when that happens. So that's very good to hear that.
Fan Expo. This is the first year that I actually feel a little disappointed with the whole experience. We, Tina and I, go there every year. We usually do one day. We don't do the full weekend. And we initially go to the vendor area, and we kind of go up and down the aisles and look at all the cool stuff that people are selling there. It's a lot of people selling dice and custom nerdy leather and embroidery work, and then you've got these other places that have assembled a bunch of gotten a bunch of smaller items, put them in mystery boxes grouped by things like Harry Potter and Marvel and Rick and Morty and Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff like that.
Right.
And then they're just charging $20 a box. And it's like, well, this is great because I'm going to pick one of these up, have it right over there. And even if I don't like 4 of the 7 items in there, I'm getting a lot of great prizes to give away on Guess the Connection. And that's exactly what the case was. It's like, oh, this is great. It's a box full of superhero stuff, a mix of Marvel and DC, but about 4 items are going to go to be prizes for Guess the Connection. The other 3 are really good. But here's the complaint. I think that they way oversold tickets for this thing, because usually you can walk up and down those aisles comfortably, no problem whatsoever. It was so busy that basically you had 2 rivers of people in every aisle and every walkway, one going northbound, the other one going southbound, and you basically just had to step into the river and let it take you where it was going to take you. And yeah,
that's a lot. I don't like a lot of people in cramped spaces.
No, it completely. It makes you feel like things you would normally stop and browse for and look at, you don't want to, because you know that you'll have to get back into that river and wait for people to let you in, like merging. Basically, it was like bumper to bumper traffic. And that was, about 8 aisles of this whole vendor area. It was horrible. And so
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's the big complaint. So usually we'll do that, and then we'll go down, we'll sit in a couple rooms and watch some sessions. We were so burnt out from just being in the vendor area that we left right after that. We're like, we've had enough of this.
I mean, is it a good sign that many people were there, or do you think this is mistaken that they literally oversold it and shouldn't have?
I think that they literally oversold. I think it was a matter of like, oh, we could up the ticket price. Maybe even if we tighten up these walkways, we could probably get 1 more row of vendors in here or something. I mean, I hate that. Who knows? It could be any of that stuff. And it just so they're at some point going to send me the survey and say, how did we do this year? And I'm going to tell them, you didn't do very well. This was an unpleasant experience. And you've either got to widen the walkways or sell fewer tickets, because this was even during session time. There were a bunch of sessions going on, so it's not like it was breaks, a lunch break or something like that. This should have been a time when a lot of people are in sessions or watching stuff or whatever. But
you
saw
guys
Brent Spiner.
You had Katie Sackhoff doing a stage thing there, interviewing somebody.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, like it was a lot. Like half of the cast of Arrow was there. Like your Amel, your Pennebaker. Mm-hmm. You had Christopher Lloyd there. You had your Chevy Chase, Christy Brinkley, and Anthony Michael Hall. We saw Anthony Michael Hall.
Whoa, what's he doing?
He's big and bulky.
Yeah,
that guy said, "Remember me as the nerd from Breakfast Club and Weird Science? And 16 Candles? No more. You're never gonna remember me like that anymore."
He's roided, man. Roided up.
He's roided up.
Wow.
But we saw Brent Spiner. Not close up. He was just down the way doing autographs and stuff. But always makes me think of when I was leaving the Star Trek the Star Trek convention in Vegas. At the same time, I think it was me and Tina. We were leaving the Star Trek thing at the same time as Brent Spiner and LeVar Burton, and the way we had to walk, we were kind of walking with them for a little bit, or that we just said hi and told them about the CD and stuff. Yeah. And as we were walking over, they're like looking at what Frakes, like the big sign that says what each Star Trek performer charges for autographs. Yeah. And they're like, Frakes charges $70 for an autograph and a photo?
Was that the one at the Rio? That
was the one at the Rio. That's
great. That's Krusty Space Hands visit. By
yes,
the way.
that was speaking of Krusty Space Hands. All it comes back to John Delancey. We talked about him in the pre-show.
Yeah,
become a Patreon and find out what we said about John Delancey.
That's right.
Anyway, so there was all that. Saw Gates McFadden, who is beautiful and has just the coolest damn hair. She has figured out the strategic way to keep the gray streaks in her hair and keep the rest of it on a very normal looking color, natural.
I think she's aged way better than the rest of those guys. Her and Michael Dorn look pretty freaking great.
Oh yeah, we saw Michael Dorn too, who just looks like, I don't know, he just looks like, I mean, obviously he's gonna look like a regular dude, but he looks like he still looks like a 40-year-old regular dude. There's no way that dude's 40.
Yeah, that guy retains him. I guess LeVar Burton's a good looking older dude too, but
Yeah.
But some of the white guys starting to,
Yeah.
look a little rough. Woo.
Looking a little rough, exactly. So anyway, so that was Denver Comic-Con. Also yesterday morning, went and played golf with Crazy Neighbor and another neighbor across the street, and then a friend who doesn't live in our neighborhood but is always here. And no real crazy stories to tell. We all kind of suck at golf. I haven't played for over 15 years, at least 15 years, maybe even longer than that. And so I had to decobwebify my golf bag and all my clubs and all that stuff.
Oh, I was going to ask if you had to rent or what you did. You have some, I guess, huh?
Yeah, no, it was. I had my own, and my shots were a mix of fantastic and horrible. Hardly any in between. It was either I topped the ball and just basically shot it across the ground 20 feet in front of me, or I hit it perfectly. It arced exactly and went where I wanted it to go, and backspin and stayed put and that sort of thing. But for the most part, every hole was us saying, yeah, I'm going to stop counting at 8.
Some triple, quadruple bogeys, that kind of thing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
basically is what it was. But the highlight of my weekend, Scott, was doing some Lyft, driving some Lyft Sunday. And particularly a ride that I, got the call for. I showed up. Oh, did you want to play a little intro for a Lyft story?
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that in a bit.
Be
Only if you
courteous
have it handy.
and obey traffic regulations.
There you go. You're good.
Perfect. All right, good. So I show up for this ride pickup. It's basically at this small office building, couple-story office building that's got this driveway that I have to go down and then park in front of it. And I'm sitting there waiting, and I've got a 5-minute timer on the thing that says, when time is up, try calling them or send them a text or whatever. And I usually do that when there's like a minute left. Minute left in the waiting. 4 minutes have gone by. There's 1 minute left. I text and say, hey, I'm in front of the main entrance, but if you need me to come around, if there's a different entrance, an employee entrance or something like that, let me know.
Yeah.
No response.
Oh, great.
I wait for the full minute, and then I call, and I get somebody's voicemail, and it's definitely the person because the name matches up. Get the voicemail saying, hey, I guess maybe you accidentally called the Lyft. You don't need any more. No problem. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the ride and have a good day. And so I cancel the ride and I drive out. As I drive out,
Oh, shit.
somebody is walking in from the street down that driveway that I came down to walk towards the, or to park it in front of the office. And he's basically walking towards my car. Like, even though I'm moving, he's walking like, I expect you to stop right here and pick me up. And I rolled down the windows and said, are you Esteban? He's like, yeah. I said, oh, sorry, dude. I waited the full 5 minutes. I called, I texted, I got no response. I had to cancel the ride, and there's no way I can uncancel it. It's canceled. He's like, oh, man. And, well, yeah, no problem. I was waiting out here, and I said, yeah, that's not where the pushpin was. Stay by your pushpin, people.
Yeah.
That's not where the pushpin was. And if you were there the whole time, you would have seen me drive in through that driveway. I didn't say this part out loud. But if you were sitting right there, you should have seen me drive in through the driveway and then known that I was coming in to park.
Yeah.
And seeing my Lyft experience. So he's like, oh, man, no problem. It's totally fine. So I'm like, all right. Oh, yeah, looks like I got another ride anyway. So good luck. See you later.
Yeah.
And I go and accept the next ride. And before I roll up the window, I look over, and it's like, did the dude spit in my car? Because
shit.
there's this stuff on the seat, and now I'm seeing, wait a minute, it's not just on the seat, it's on the inside of the door. It's on that little, the frame where the window goes up, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, that's not spit. That's like way more opaque. Like it's white, opaque. I'm like, what the hell did this guy do?
What did he do?
And then I realize that in the middle of one of those pieces, one of those splooches of white, there's a little black turd. And I figure out that while I had the window open and I was talking to this guy, a bird shit on the top corner of the window frame of my car door.
Yeah.
And stuff went all in the inside the window frame, on the edge of the seat. everything. And that's probably why the guy was like, hey, no problem, I'll call another lift. Like,
Yeah.
that's probably why he was so quick to. I was expecting a lot more pushback on this guy of why I
Wow.
couldn't take him for a ride. So, get to my next ride. I'm thinking, well, I can't. I mean, it's all in the front seat. People sit in the back anyway. But I'm not going to roll up the window. This is disgusting. I'm not going to. I mean, what do I do? Fortunately, Destiny. By the way, over the past week, I've driven 3 women with the name Destiny, and none of them spell it Destiny the way it's supposed to be spelled. One of
Really?
them was like, one of them looked like it could have been Destiny, like the way it was.
Destiny. It sounds like a guy you're trying to get a hold of. Hey, where's Destiny? He owes me
Where's
money.
Destiny?
Yeah, that's great.
So fortunately, she took a while to come out. This is the one of those times I was like glad that somebody took a while to come out. And I keep a whole thing of these wet wipe, disinfecting bacterial wipes in the car. And so immediately, like, go outside of the other side of the car, clean, get another wipe, clean, get another wipe, clean, throw those away. And then she comes out. And she sees me outside of the car, and she's like, "Are you my Lyft driver?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was just cleaning up some stuff, some bird crap on the outside of the car. You're all good. Hop in. Where am I taking you?"
It is your destiny to take her, Brian.
Exactly. Taking a grocery store on the other side of town. Awesome. You're going to be so glad I cleaned the car out.
That is really foul. Birds are gross. Yeah. Birds are dicks. We've said it before. Yeah. I'll say it again. They're dicks, man.
They are dicks. They are total dicks.
Yeah, they go for.
So that was the extent of my weekend.
Well,
I'm sure you had a pretty memorable. Well, I'm sure you just had this kind of boring, nothing happening kind of day, right?
Well, I needed something. I needed some wipes for another thing. I'll explain that in a minute. But so we had, in some ways, it was similar. Yeah, it was a rough day Monday because Monday comes and we get a bill, our water bill. In the mail, and we always get a water bill and then we pay it. It's no big deal.
Sure.
And they always put a little chart on there. Oh, let's see. Do I have this handy? I might.
I saw this one on Twitter.
Yeah, I posted it somewhere on Twitter, and I'll probably take forever to find it. But anyway, it's this little chart, and usually what it says is, here's your neighbor's average, here's what you did, and here's the overall here's the whole neighborhood average. And usually we're all right in the little tiny little zone down there. No big deal. We're pretty good with our water.
Pretty tight in with what the neighbors are using for water as well.
Exactly. Yeah. But this claimed that during the month of June, we used 65,000 gallons of water. 45.
45,000 gallons.
Yeah, that many zeros. And the chart was like, big old wiener long thing on the top, and then tiny little average for the neighbor. And it says, you're using a lot more than your neighbor. Like, yeah, really, duh. Like, what computer wrote this and no human saw it? So we called them and said, wait, what's going on? It was a lot more money, too, which was the main thing.
Yeah.
Although some people in parts of the country where they have a lot stricter water restrictions, they said that this had been like 6 times that amount. So I guess we got lucky in that regard. But
really,
yeah,
oh my God, for residential,
yeah, I guess Georgia. We could have Red Fraggle or somebody correct us on this, but the guy I talked to was from Georgia, and he said it's just this would have been $600-700 more for us. Jeez. And for us it was like $95 more. But anyway, we're like, there's no way. A, we didn't use that water. B, it rained most of the month. Are you sure you're not counting the rain? Like maybe that was where the 65,000 or 45,000 came from. Anyway, so we're racking our brain trying to figure it out. Then we went on this whole thing on Monday where I had set up the whole day to get shit done. Instead, I'm outside stomping around trying to find wet sinkhole, some kind of collection of water somewhere because we have no standing water anywhere. We don't have any flooding. We don't have any
puddles
anything.
Or pools somewhere or hearing. You don't hear any sort of like.
No, none of
somewhere,
that. No, well, other than you go in the house and you can kind of hear the pipe a little bit, but not nothing weird. And our pressure was fine. Like the water pressure in the house was okay. So that was the other thing. Yeah. So everything was leading me to think, is it just the meter's effed and they got to come fix the meter and we'll just not pay this and fight them on it and whatever. It's no big deal. So the city comes out with the plumber that we hired to look at it, and they don't charge unless they have to do a thing.
Good.
Or until we say, let's do it or let's not. They do. Sure, they're really great. We like them. They've helped us out before. So they come out here and they spray paint up the yard because that's how you mark where all the pipes are and all that. And then the guy goes on the meter and he says, all right, turn the house water. The point. So there's the big pipe out in the street that is the city's. and then there's a connection there that goes to us. That is considered ours, right? The line from the pipe to our door is our responsibility. The main pipe out in the thing and the meter is their responsibility, the city's responsibility. So he's hoping, as we were, that the meter was just broken. So we turned the house off or the water off in the house, and that should stop the meter, right? Yeah. It didn't. Meter kept going. So we're like, it could just be the meter. So then we turn it off before the meter, and the meter stops. So we're like, well, shit. It's definitely a leak or a hole or a break between the street and us. And it's
meter is functioning correctly.
Correct. But it's enough to shoot out 2,000 gallons of water per day just wasted. And the reason he says, well, the reason you're not getting flooding is because you're up high in we're situated in our neighborhood, and everything out front goes down. All the underground stuff, like the aquifers underground, are all aimed down. So it's just going down into the regular where all water always goes when it rains or whatever. So he says that's why you're not having a problem, and you're lucky, because anyone else with any kind of dip, they would be flooded. But we would have known a month ago. And he says this has probably been leaking, just getting bigger, since March. I'm like, oh no, man, I've been in Vegas twice with nobody home, and I was just pooping water out into the nothing. What the frick? I couldn't believe it.
3 whole months of probably paying a lot more on your water bill than you needed to.
More than we needed to, for sure. The first couple of months weren't bad. We just thought, oh well, we have been watering stuff, and yes, I don't know, I can't remember what all we did. So we kind of thought it was right, but the hole had gotten bigger to the point that now it was gushing 2,000 per day. So we're like, oh shit, what does this mean? He says, well, we got to come out with a backhoe, which is what they are up there doing right now, because you can't do this shit on a Tuesday. But we had to shut the water.
On a holiday Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's the whole reason. So we had to shut the water off entirely Monday. So that means Monday afternoon through this very moment, no water.
No water coming in. Oh, no.
No.
Oh,
so we're, peeing on top of each other in the toilet there before we flush it the one time we get. Went to the grocery.
Letting a lot of it mellow.
Yeah. Went to the grocery store to take a dump because we didn't have a lot of choice. Now, they had to turn it on briefly to do some of the testing. And during that time, we got a hose and filled up a bunch of buckets and other stuff. So we just had water to wash hands and brush teeth and all this.
Like gray water, not or are you using it for everything?
Just for some of it for everything, because it's the hose comes right out of the house, so I'm not worried about that. But some of it is just for cleaning or whatever. So there's a giant bucket out in the yard. It's a big wide red bucket just full of water. Somebody needs to use the toilet. You go out there with a smaller white bucket. You scoop up about the full amount.
Oh my god!
You
it's
go
totally
in the house.
Waltons, man.
Yeah, yeah. We're camping for 3 days. So anyway, it sucks. I need a shower. So they're out there fixing it right now. Here's the worst part: $5,800.
Oh my god!
Over 6 if you count the cost for the lost water that we'll have to pay because it's not the meter, it's the leak. So $6,000 plus to deal with this. Now the good news is we pay that line. We pay line insurance specifically for that pipeline. We pay insurance for that if it goes bad. But I know how it goes with insurance companies.
Yeah.
And the second I'm trying to get a claim going, it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm completely bracing for that. It's going to suck.
Yeah, it's totally going to be like, all right, how can we spin this so that's not our fault? What do we got? Jenkins, what do you got? Well, we could say that it was.
I don't like Jenkins.
Jeez.
They should fire Jenkins.
Yeah,
he's a
Jenkins.
pud. But anyway, the point is
totally
we got to go through all of this stuff and we got to figure it out because I am not going to pay $6,000 for a hole in a pipe that has nothing to do. I have no control over that damn pipe. There's nothing I could do about it. So they better effing fix it, and they better effing take the thing. They're up there right now. What I don't want is Kim to come down later and go, he tells me that it's worse than he thought. There's Chud down there, and the Chud want their cut.
The Chud is demanding $6,000 of his own.
Yeah. And then to top it all off, last night we're still going to try to make some fun out of our stupid holiday. So Van and the kid and the baby, Phoebe and Van, Kim and Taylor and Dylan, we're going to come over. We are going to have like a little picnic thing and take a thing over to the park, and we're going to watch the fireworks and enjoy the kids and all this stuff. Well, Van wasn't having any because Van has a stomach flu of some sort.
Oh no!
And we didn't know it until they got there, and he yacked all over the bathroom thinking he had to poop, but really all he had to do was barf. And we got no water, we got no running
water
nothing
to clean it up. Oh no!
So he's ralphed everywhere. He's not used to that. He doesn't even know what it means. You know, he's 4.
Poor kid.
And so Kim's in there like, oh my gosh, somebody get a bucket. And I'm like, okay, I'm running around grabbing water out of a bucket, running it in the house like some kind of freaking frontiersman. We're just living like the Ingalls before they got their damn house built.
Based on your cat barf photo, Van must totally hate you because he puked.
Yeah, and then he did it twice more out in the backyard because we were thinking, oh, he just had too much watermelon and played too hard, so it's out of his system,
kind of thing.
It's like, no, he's sick, and he was sick all night, so it's just his first big stomach bug.
Oh.
And we had all that to deal with, so we didn't get to go see any lights. We didn't care because we'd rather just go with him, and if he's not going, we don't care.
Yeah,
we were also babysitting another dog all week long who is a giant pain in our ass. Barks all the time, little barky thing. That is leaving today, but he's been here since last Wednesday. So all these dogs, all this stuff. Oh, and fireworks aren't helping with the dog problem at all.
Oh no! So they're shivering, like freaking out about it.
Brian, horrible time, freaking terrible couple of days. That being said, I got a ton done on the Kickstarter because I would come down here. And I would focus. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to work on this, and I'm not going to think about what's going on out there.
It actually allows you, right? Basically, it's like, well, nothing else to distract me. There's no water to distract me. There's no fireworks going out and seeing shows to distract me.
Yeah,
oh, man,
I even peed out in the yard one time at 3:00 in the morning. Yeah.
That's homeownership, though, right? I mean, it's like if you can't pee in your own damn yard, what can you do?
Exactly.
Is this not America?
Yeah, Kim's like, the neighbors are home and there's like drones and stuff. I'm like, honey, it was 3:00 in the morning. That's fine. What else am I gonna do? Like, the toilets have both been flushed. There's nothing in there. It just felt horrible. Plumbing, dude. Yeah. What an amazing... It's an amazing thing that we have modern day plumbing. It really is truly amazing until it breaks, and then you're like, what the F are we doing?
And frickin' water company, listen, if they see something earlier in the month, it's like, wow, they're using an excessive amount of water at the Johnson house. Yeah, I know they make money from it, but come on. They need to basically step up and say, oh, wow, you guys used just in this first week of the month. We had a little alarm, a little red flag went off in our computer system that you guys were using way more water in the first week of the month than you normally do. You may want to have something checked out as opposed to waiting till the end of the month and saying, looks like you owe us $6,000.
100% agree with you. If you're going to make the dumb chart, have a way to let people know other than sending it in the mail and acting like it's no big deal when we call you.
Exactly.
Because
wow, your water use was astronomical compared to last month, but hey, here's what your neighbors did. See ya.
Well, I can tell you too, from like 2018 through 2021 or so, when we were in drought conditions here. Yeah. I'll bet they would have called us. But because we had such an insane winter, and when now we have excess and flooding, I think they're just like, little extra scratch on the Johnsons this week.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm so annoyed. And I'm going to fight them on their added costs because it's like, you guys, really, this is how you let people know? You just bill them?
Yeah, you just wait. There's something obviously wrong and you just wait.
Home ownership, baby. Owning your own home. Think twice. I mean, it's great for lots of reasons, but geez Louises, I hate it. Anyway, we'll let you know tomorrow.
PTSD from November when I found out I had a $6,500 engine repair bill for my soul. It's like,
It's funny you say that because
that's out of nowhere.
I said that to Kim. I go, this reminds me of Brian and his car thing because it came out of nowhere and it sucked ass and it was too much money and
sucked so much ass.
It does all the ass. There's no ass left after the sucking that happened there.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Thank you for hearing us out on our fine weekends, whether it be bird poop or bad plumbing. Exactly. We're here for you. Well, look what we have here. A little bit of a game show of sorts. And joining us is Brian Dunaway. Thank you for being so patient, Brian. We had to tell our stories. Welcome to the show.
I heard your stories. Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I actually work with a utilities company, and I can tell you why we don't send out water bills early in my area. But I can't speak for your particular area, but we have meter readers which go out and read once a month. So they download all the data and get all that stuff to the computer. But until the point that you go to process the billing, you would not know that there was excessive use. But we do have things in place that we do notify people if there seems to be a huge spike. But you wouldn't know until the end of the month.
Wouldn't the meter reader go out and go, oh my hell, this meter's off the charts, something's up, flag? Like, why wouldn't that happen? Shouldn't that happen?
Well, I mean, it's according to how the meter readers, because lots of times the way we do it, we pick it up through radio waves. So they drive through a particular area and they pick up the data. They don't actually look at the data and go, oh my, Mr. Johnson.
Right.
Look at that money we're about to make, bitch.
Yeah,
No, they don't do that. They just pick up the data and it goes back to the computer, and then the computer processes all that stuff, and then eventually, once it gets to the billing part, then there's usually when there's alerts and stuff. But I can't speak for your area. Your area may be further more advanced. That may be further, less
Behind.
advanced. It's all according to how much, the local money goes into it.
Yeah.
But I do have sympathy for you because I've been in the same boat.
Look, if Chat GPT can write a book for me, I think
Right.
the meter readers.
That's where they're trying to get to. They're trying to get it. They're working in my area. They're working on doing it so it's instantaneous, so you can do stuff like what you're talking about, which is just an instant notification. Oh no, look
Be
at
nice.
this.
Yeah, it would be very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, please. The frustration you're feeling right now is a real feeling, and you definitely got to aim it at somebody. So I don't blame you. Bitch away.
Yeah.
I do the same.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. We'll see what happens after the show.
Try new bitch away from 3M.
I need it. We really. Oh, and then our freaking smoke alarm went off for no reason at 5 a.m. I forgot to mention that. No reason at all. Nothing's burning. Nothing's cooking.
I ordered several new smoke alarms, the 10-year ones with the 10-year battery, and put them in just the other day because
nice.
I realized that I didn't want to die in a smoky-filled room.
Yeah, no, you
You
don't
just
want
realized it.
Yeah, you just realized it. It's important. Look, we did the same thing. They're all 10 years now. They're also all new. And they weren't the carbon monoxide ones. Those were fine. All the settings were good. Everything was good. Just beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, what is going on? Is it that third dog farting? Like, what is causing this to go? I was so pissed last night.
The new
Dude, I
dog
hate
is
it for
farting
you.
too much. Yeah.
And then while I'm up, I'm like, you know what? I'm up. I may as well pee. And then I realized, you don't even have working toilets, you sack of shit. Where are you going to pee?
It's so true. Human nature is always trying to subscribe something to something else, and they're going. So when lots of things all of a sudden happen at once, you're like, "There's no way this is a coincidence."
Right.
The world is out to get me. This is a real feeling everybody has.
It's how it feels,
I hate it for you. This is a terrible feeling.
Yeah, it sucks.
You have my mad sympathy.
The good news is none of the internet or power uses water to work, so we're good. That way.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that.
So
always feel free to complain to me. I'll listen.
Trying to add Janie to our
Yana, maybe?
She was our. Is it Yanni? Yanni.
Or Yana. Maybe.
Yana?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
It's ringing forever here. I don't know if she's really there. So if any of you out there are like, hey, I want to be in, let me know. Send me a DM in Discord real quick.
Hey, I want to be in.
Yeah, you're already in.
Okay,
man.
we'll let you in. We'll let you in. You can be in. You can play this game, bro.
Oh, we have someone. Let's see. Who's this? This is going to be. Oh, it's old Lucky Phil joining us.
Lucky Phil.
Look how lucky is he? Maybe you need to rub some Lucky Phil on you.
Yeah, no, right? Get a little Lucky Phil in your life, and boy, howdy, are we good to rock. All right, there he is. Lucky Phil, how lucky are you? You're back in. Hello.
How we doing, guys?
Good.
Hey.
How's Australia in the middle of the night? You guys doing all right?
Oh yeah, it's bloody cold at the moment. It's about 35 degrees in your temperatures.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty cold. Really, this time of
It's
year?
really cold.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it's winter. It's winter in Australia. They're upside down. They're on the other side.
Your part of the axis is tipped a little further.
Yeah, I'm barely holding onto the ground here, mate.
Yeah, no, I get you. That's great. I watched the movie last night that had only Australians in it playing Americans, and that was weird. That was a weird thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's my recommendal, so I'll get to it later in the show. But it was like
sounds like my recommendal last week, which is all.
Yeah, it was more
Australians. Triangle the other week.
Yeah, what's the deal with the Australians right now? What's going on, man?
What's going on with those people?
What's going on with
what are
the
they doing anyway?
You guys are taking us over. I thought, okay, Nicole Kidman, fine. There's Russell Crowe. That's cool. Look at the Hemsworths. They're cool. But it seems like you guys are taking over, and I don't know what to do about it.
Well, didn't Michael Caine say that the key to speaking Texan is you just lean into it a little?
Maybe that's it.
Right.
That might be it.
There you go.
Let's jump into this game. Lean into this game, in fact.
Yeah, let's lead into it.
Hey, Brian, why don't you explain these rules real quick, and we'll do this. What do we got here?
Sure. It's time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us. It's Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Lucky Phil, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. If your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Soul Blight and The Amazing American Circus. These are two games I think we tried to give away last week, and somebody was not able to win those. I know it wasn't you, but I know you did try to win recently, and I think you didn't win, right? It was a few weeks ago.
It was one of those situations where I suggest two different things, and then Scott says something different, which doesn't go too well, and then my suggestions turned out pretty damn good.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, then hopefully we were
nobody's blaming anybody.
Not that I'm bitter or anything.
Yeah, not that you're bitter or anything. All right, well, good. No. Well, let's get this show on the road. Get your hands on your buzzers here. We asked 381 Tadpoolers the very simple question, 4 words: name a fictional city. Scott.
No.
Oz.
Wrong.
Oz.
Oz?
Yeah.
I think, technically,
City of Oz.
Oz is.
It's not a city.
Show me Oz. Yeah.
What?
Technically, the Emerald City.
Oh.
Yeah. Oz is the person.
Oh.
He's the
He's the Wizard of Oz. No, Oz is.
Oh, it's Oz.
Oz
Okay.
is the region, but the Emerald City, I believe, is the city in there.
Oh,
or
God, are we really nitpicking over this?
Is Oz are Oz and the Emerald City? Yeah, it's the land of Oz. There's lots of
the land of Oz.
Right.
Yeah. See, nailed it. All right.
I'm saying it's the land of Oz, not a city of Oz.
But it's the Mario land, right?
Look,
So,
Brian lives in the land of
Nailed it.
Denver, and it's fine. All right, the land of Denver. All right. Well, you bring in, so I guess that means we got it here, Lucky Phil and I.
No. Brian gets a chance to beat. And
I was hoping I would have at least
that's
an
right.
opportunity.
No, that's right.
to steal.
I forget how rules work.
Yeah.
Nailed that too. Brian, 6 answers will beat it. What have you got?
And where is the bat? Gotham City.
Gotham City. Show me Gotham City.
Damn it.
Number 1 answer on the board.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brian, you and Lucky Phil are going to be playing together here. You have control of the board.
Okay,
Name
all right.
a fictional city. What's crazy about this is it's such a broad question. Somebody recommended this question. I just threw it in the survey and all right, let's see what we get. And we had so many different answers.
This is a really good question. There's just so many. I just don't know how the tadpole would land. Gotham seemed obvious and easy. What do you think at Lucky Phil? I don't want you to give me 2 options that I picked wrong. Go ahead.
And in this case, I actually did take out high-ranking answers that weren't cities. So
son of a
something I haven't done before. So rest assured that everything in here is a city.
I have never heard you.
I know. Usually I don't
bring
but
down the hammer.
Yeah, this hammer got done brung down.
That ain't no shitty. Boink.
Exactly.
That's dumb.
Exactly.
Boink. All right, Phil, do you have any off the top of your head? Gotham City, I think. And it's nerd cities, right? Is what I'm thinking.
Well, one that stuck in my mind from watching TV with my parents years ago, Cabot Cove.
Oh,
okay.
Never
what do you think?
Is that where Jessica Fletcher practices her deal? All right. Is that what you're going to go with, Brian?
Yeah, of course. That's Lucky Phil. I wanted to talk about me next week about how he gave me some options and I went with something else. I'm not dumb.
Smart man. All right. Show me Cabot Cove.
Oh, come on.
Jesus.
Too regional.
I would have said no. I'm just kidding.
Too regional.
All right, back over to you, Scott. You're leading still, so that's good. What else you got?
Let's go with the Superman city.
Wrong.
oh shit, what's it? Metropolis is the word I was looking
Of
for.
course, it's going to be superhero shit.
Yeah,
Show
superhero
me,
shit, of course.
show me Metropolis. Yeah, number 2 answer on the board.
God
Okay,
damn.
feel good
Yeah.
about
A
that.
big jump, by the way, from Gotham. From number 1
Phil.
answer, Gotham City, 83 people, all the way down to 21 for Metropolis. That's a
That's
big
what I was going to
jump.
say, Phil. Just saying.
Of course.
Just kidding.
Star Wars is Cloud City.
Oh,
Cloud
that's good.
City.
Oh,
I
sure.
like Cloud City. That's a good
over
one.
Bespin,
Yeah.
the Tabana Gas Farms.
Yeah.
All right, show me Bespin Cloud City.
Oh, come
really?
on.
It was said, and it made it all the way up to number 21. Number 21 was Cloud City.
Okay.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Fair enough.
Phil, do you have a place in mind?
Well, I don't want to come on too strong in case you got a better idea, but
Okay.
I remember Happiness, Arizona from the Twilight Zone. Do you have a better idea? Or?
Well, I'm thinking something more like South Park, Colorado, or something.
Oh, that's
like
pretty
that.
good.
I'm-
That's real, though,
yeah,
isn't
I'm
it?
kinda,
What
yeah,
am I helping
but to
you
say
for?
yeah, so, but it is real. But is it fictional? That's the question. Did Ibit also bring down the ban hammer on that?
It's not about
can't-
what's
it
right or
can't
wrong.
both
It's
be
about
real
what
and
the
fictional,
tadpole
Brian.
says. So
Okay,
I
fine.
don't know. I don't know.
So
Yeah.
I mean, like stuff like Springfield with The Simpsons. I mean, it's a real city, but is it a real city?
Springville, you mean?
Springfield.
Oh, no, Springfield.
I know it was
Springfield,
based on. Apparently, it was based on a real city, and 2 different states are fighting over who it is.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Illinois and
yeah, I reckon the tadpole might have said it. Yeah.
But then would Ibit have said, I don't know. So what was yours again?
I didn't take out. So here's the deal. I took out things that were countries or planets, but I did not take out things that were cities, even if they were real versus fictional.
Springfield. Absolutely.
Okay.
Springfield, absolutely.
I like that
Absolutely
one,
going
too.
Or South
Springfield.
Park. I don't know. I don't know.
The city itself is fictional, right? Okay, go ahead.
All right, go to Springfield. Show me Springfield.
Son of a bitch.
Number 10 answer
No.
on the board.
That's good money. Good money
That's
down
I
there.
don't
Really
feel good
good
about-
points.
Wow.
I don't feel good about South Park at all now. Okay, so that was we just barely got in on that one. Oh my god. So what else you thinking? What you got another one? You said what was the one you just got through saying?
What was the one from Stranger Things?
Oh, oh wow.
Upside downtown.
Upside downtown, like Scott said.
No, I
It
don't know
was Demogorgon Avenue, I believe is what it was.
If you're having an I'm not sure if the tadpole would know it that strongly either, so I don't bloody know.
right. How about we go with the... All right. This is hard. This is actually
It's hard.
really
Yeah.
It's
hard.
hard because it's so broad, right? 'Cause
It is.
could be.
Ooh, the Broad City. Oh,
It's a real place. That the
Yeah, I know.
two,
Dang
that two
What
comedians.
about
How about-
Caldor City
about-
from Doctor Who?
ooh,
That's
that's a
not
good
bad.
one.
There's a lot of Whoville people in our chat.
Yeah.
They love
What's
that.
the- which
Question
one
of
you're
whether
going
it's
with?
top
What is
10 though. So I don't know.
What's it called? What's it called again?
Caldor, Kaldor.
That's right. Yeah.
Doctor
Cal-
Who City.
Caldor City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Who City.
Dr.
I
Whoville.
don't
All right.
know.
Show me Caldor. Take me away.
Son of a butthole.
Shit.
No,
All right.
Caldor. Were
Son
they?
of a hole.
Let's see.
This is a
Caldor
tough one.
is a tough one. I don't see Caldor anywhere in here. So I
Caldor.
don't think it even got. Don't even think it got mentioned.
Caldor died.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna go with staying in Star Wars. Let's go with Mos Eisley.
Ooh.
Which is,
A wretched hive of scum and villainy.
That's what I've heard.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. All right. Show me Mos Eisley. Is this the? These are not the towns you're looking for.
Oh,
Now
Nice
look at
job.
that.
Number 4. Number 4 answer on the
okay,
board.
okay.
That's just a bar. It's not even a town. Come on.
Of course, it's a city.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's a
little-
cantina.
I'm
It's just a
gonna-
cantina. It's not a city. Come on.
I'm gonna go with some GTA heads out there. Let's try Liberty City, the fake city.
Oh,
in,
that's a really good one.
Oh.
I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Sure. All right. Show me Liberty City. Oh, come on. I hit the
Wow,
button.
that was
There it is.
slow.
Slow.
Boo!
Good lord.
Boo! That was a good
strike
one.
2. You guys each have 1 strike left.
I
Currently,
kind of want to say, a while ago, I kind of feel like it was giving us a hint with Whoville. I'm just saying, is it a city? It's a beloved location.
How did I
Or
give
maybe
you guys a
didn't.
hint
Maybe
on
you
that?
didn't say
Yeah.
it. Scott said
I
it.
think you
Scott said
actually.
it.
Oh yeah, we said there are a lot of Whoville fans out
Right,
there.
right.
Yeah.
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 That was a Doctor Who
What do you-
thing.
what do
Are you
you- what do you
saying?
think?
Are you saying
Well,
Whoville?
there's also Sunnydale from Buffy.
Ooh, now I'm liking that flavor.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a good one.
Yeah, I think we should go with that. What do you think?
Do it.
It's an option.
Do
It's
it.
an option.
Commit.
As far as options go, that is one.
Commit. Commit.
All right, is that what you're going with?
Wow, you're so confrontational.
That's right.
I don't.
Shit.
Right.
Sure.
You're so confrontational. Now, just to let you know, we can use the chat room, right? I'm out of
course you can.
ideas.
Oh, can we?
I'm out of ideas.
You
I see
always
a good
can.
one.
Yeah.
Paradise City. That's funny. Rivendell.
Well,
Don't go through a list. You just got to pick one.
You also said Liberty City, but Vice City is another option. I don't bloody know.
Yeah, Vice City's my favorite.
You
place in
be
there.
the judge, jury, and
no, not blaming this one on me.
I don't bloody know, mate.
Or how about these between the chat room? I'm seeing some good ones. I'm seeing Raccoon City, and I'm seeing Atlantis and Bedrock. Those are all pretty good. What do you think? Raccoon City, is that the place? I don't want to go there though.
No.
Name a fictional town only, but it's fictional.
Oh,
Raccoon City,
Atlantis
it's
and
in the name.
Bedrock are both excellent ones.
Atlanta-
From the town of Bed, you go. Yep.
Bedrock City.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. Raccoon City. Okay. Bedrock. We're going with the Bedrock.
Go with Bedrock.
Yeah, sure.
All right, show me Bedrock.
Son of a butthole. Son of a
Oh
butthole.
yeah,
Son of a
Bedrock was it even in here? Let's find out. Doing a find Bedrock.
Find the Bedrock. There's no way for us to win. Only
No,
if
no
Scott
Bedrocks,
runs the
believe it or
board.
not.
Not
Yeah,
one
that's the
Bedrock.
only way to win.
That I'm
And,
surprised with.
I feel like the
I'm
Flintstones.
actually surprised by that too because I think that's a really good.
Jesus.
Hey, speaking of South Park, I forgot to show Brian I got my
Oh, you did your Casa Bonita.
my $5 matchbook.
What does it say? It's a feastival. How
It's a
many
feastival.
are all the matches intact?
Let's check here. I didn't actually look. Yep, every one of them.
Nice.
Is there a phone number inside from a woman named Denise?
Nope, but there's a phone number on the outside, a 303 area code number. But
Yeah,
nobody's
that would be
name. No, I kind of do wish somebody had written in here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt Parker or something, or Matt Stone. I keep saying Matt Parker.
It's Matt Parker.
Cool.
All right, you guys got that wrong.
So there are 5 answers left on the board. The only way for Lucky Phil to be lucky is if you run the board.
I kind of like the sound of Raccoon City, but I'm going to err on the side of San Andreas.
All right.
Another
Show
GTA
me,
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, another GTA. Show me San Andreas, based on San Francisco.
Oh, come on! Nah.
No. Yeah, so you had 3 answers you guys were wrestling with, Raccoon City, Atlantis, and Bedrock, and you picked the wrong one. Number 3,
Son of a bitch.
Atlantis. Number 5, Raccoon City. Let's go back into video games for keeping video games for this next one. One of the big cities in Azeroth.
Oh, Orgrimmar, dude.
I didn't even think
Orgrimmar.
about that. Yes.
Should've
Oh,
thought of that.
dear.
Here's one that was such a pull. I was amazed that 8 people said it because I had to look it up and remember or find out where it was from because I wasn't sure. Show me number 8. Ankh Morpork, which is from Discworld.
Oh my lord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh,
that many
yeah.
people? Wow.
It's probably
Okay. People
it's
said
probably
that one.
Amy, and then she bribed like 30 people.
She
to-
bribed-
It was probably exactly Amy, Chuck, and then
That got
Jamie
more votes than
and
Bedrock?
Chucky
right.
and Chummy
Jeez.
and
Yep.
Mamie and
People love their Discworld. They're into it.
exactly. And then
my.
finally, movie series, book series that I'm surprised no one went to. Hogsmeade.
Oh,
okay.
shit! I always
Oh,
think of
Potter's
that.
stuff.
I always think of that as the place,
Makes sense.
the actual bar, the tavern, and never the city. But you're right. It's a
Right,
city. It's a town.
right. So I took out Wakanda. Wakanda's a country, I believe, and not a city.
Yeah.
Although I don't know what the city is.
But could it
Is
be?
just
Could it be
Wakanda
like?
City?
Could
might
it be
Wakanda
Wakanda?
City.
What could it be like Wakanda?
Well, it's-
kind of like in New
well,
York.
It could be
New
like
York?
New York, New York.
No,
That's
it's like
really
a,
good
it's a.
question.
I think it is a city-state, right? Like it's its own state and city. It's like a. I don't know. There's examples
Oh,
of
you
this in the
pulled
real
it out.
world.
Oh,
I pulled it out, but that's all right. If you guys would have said it, I would have been like,
you would have felt
now,
bad.
is that a?
Well, I thought
yeah,
about
somebody,
it though.
somebody let me know if Wakanda's. Is it just called New Wakanda City? New Wakandaville. The other one I took out was Coruscant.
Yeah.
because that's a planet. And this one I wasn't sure about because is the whole planet? I knew the whole planet's a city basically.
Right, it's a city
But is the city that everyone lives in, is it called Coruscant? Nope, it's Galactic City in Coruscant.
Oh, duh. I didn't know that.
And it's had a bunch of different names over the years. San Francisco, another good one. Stormwind, Waterdeep, Asgard, Mega City 1, Minas Tirith, Rivendell, Star City or Starling City. I like that 3 people said Coverville. I think you are.
I love Coverville. My favorite city.
Rapture from BioShock. The Shire, more of a town than a city, I would say.
Yeah.
They're
not incorporated yet.
More of a shire,
exactly.
right?
There's no government. There's no government in the Shire.
Yeah.
Winterfell, Ba Sing Se, I think is how that's pronounced. That one I don't know. This one over here is Bartertown. Oh, my echo wasn't working for that one. Dang it. Bielefeld. I don't know that one. Central City, Dalaran, Frogpansia, Gilead, Gondor, Hobbiton, Hyrule, Kandor, Mordor, Neverland, Ravnica, SimCity, Stars Hollow, Tatooine, Planet, Whoville.
Yeah, Whoville, there you go.
And then, boy, you get into like the single things. Those were all multiple, by the way. All of those multiple people said your singles are things like Amity Island, Anchorhead, Andor, anything in Fallout 4. Andor. Great, thank you for that answer, whoever you are.
Yeah, those are all real cities in Fallout 4, though. So
yeah,
they'd be wrong.
Yeah, right.
They didn't make any of those
no
up.
Paradise City at all, right? That's too bad.
No Paradise
no
City.
Paradise City. Yeah, that is a good one.
Brilliant.
That would have been a really good one.
Funky Town, though. How's that?
That's yeah, take me. By the way, don't come to Frogpansia. There's no water at the moment. All right.
Oh no.
New Donk City, Neptune, California.
That's ridiculous.
Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars is the. Oh, I thought that was the answer.
Neptune, California from Veronica Mars.
Right,
oh my God! Somebody did say South Park. So one person did say South Park.
Oh,
so
good.
there you go.
Good.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Sunnydale, Smallville, Thunder Bluff, Twin Peaks.
I almost thought about Twin
Zootopia.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Anyway,
here's what it means, though. It means, whoops, I have it right here. Hold on. No. It means you lost. Phil, twice in a row, 3 times maybe in a row.
Call me unlucky, Phil.
Right. What's with this name of yours? You got to change it. But it's always fun having you on, man. We'll take you.
You're usually
anytime.
pretty lucky, Phil. That should be
somewhat lucky, Phil. Thanks for playing with us. Hey, Dunaway, today at 3:30 Mountain Time, you and I will be doing the Mana series on Play Retro. Have you played the Mana series from the 90s, everyone? Either the real good one is the Secret of Mana.
What was that?
Secret of Mana.
Secret of Mana
on the SNES.
Amazing game. Still really good. I played that this week before we even picked our
nice
topic. It's very, very good. So if you want to hear all about that and the twisty-turvy origins of that thing, which was Final Fantasy, a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a Final Fantasy. It wasn't Legends. It was the Final Fantasy. Holy crap! Adventure
on the Game Boy. Yep, old black and white game was the origins of all of that. And who knew? But we'll know, and we'll know it tonight. 3:30 Mountain Time. Brian will be there. I'll be there, and we'll talk all about it. Frogpants.tv. Brian,
the water.
Kiss our butts.
No, you.
All right. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Tom Merritt will be joining us. We'll also have Recommentals after that, so stick around. Before we go there, though, Brian, we need a song. Do you have one prepared?
Scott, I have Grave Secrets. Grave Secrets is a band from Los Angeles. They have a brand new single and video produced by Alex Estrada, not Eric Estrada, who's also produced stuff for Joyce Manor and Touche Amore. Fast, fun, and heavy as F, says No Echo. They have a brand new album that's going to be coming out later this year. This will just get you ready for it. This is a LA 4-piece band, Grave Secrets. A little heavier, and I think you guys want some of that, right? So here's Grave Secrets from the brand new album that'll be coming sometime later this year. Here is Mood Ring.
In the year of 1914, in the month of February, I was coming home from school and my hands got very cold, and you see, I had no mittens. And I began, of course, pressing them together to get them warm, and that wouldn't do. Well, pretty soon I began squeezing them, and I was surprised to think that I could make a few different sounds. Well, then I began playing every day, and pretty soon I could play Yankee Doodle clear through. And that was the only tune I could play for 3 whole years.
I'm sorry that I shat in a church.
Whoops, and we're back, everybody. Hey, Brian, tell me who that was again so I can go buy that album when it comes out.
That was Joan, and she's awful. Oh, the song you heard was L.A. Grave Secrets is the name of the band from L.A. That's their brand new single and video, Mood Ring. Go check them out online. Check them out on YouTube and watch the video for that song. And wait for their album coming sometime later this year. Grave Secrets.
There you go. Also, highly recommend this year's
this season
Black
of
Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. We just finished up the last episode last night. That 70s horror movie.
It's good.
The demon from Boney M.
Yeah, that was really something. I loved it.
Great.
All right, we're going to bring someone in here with this.
The rear axle in the old wooden ox cart had only one job to do. The power was supplied from an outside force.
Windows, Monopolies, Balmer.
Hey, I know that voice. That's Tom Merritt, everybody. He's joining us.
Was I both of those? I could have been both of those.
You were both voices, it turns out. You just didn't know it until we brought you in now.
The ox cart.
It's Tom Merritt, someone I like to change his intro around a lot with. And
I like that.
The reason that happens is because he comes on here and talks about fresh tech every week, every Wednesday. Oh, man, what would we do without our fresh tech, I wonder? I don't want to think about it. You think not having water in the house right now sucks, boy.
No, think about not having Tom in the house.
Oh, forget it. Just forget the
No
whole
one wants
thing.
that.
Anyway,
That never happens to me.
no,
You
not
always
ever.
have Tom handy. Yeah.
I do.
You're
Yeah.
like you're more
I
reliable.
rue the day I don't.
I also rue that day. Let's all rue it together as we talk about today's tech headlines. Hey, Tom, what's going on in the world? What are we supposed to be paying attention to in tech today?
Chaos.
Oh.
Just a little chaos.
Great.
Hey, have any of you out there ever thought, oh gosh, we've been dominated by these social networks for too long. Why don't we have any choice? Where's the new social network? Well, guess what? Wish granted. Now you have 700 short messaging services to choose from.
Thank
Most of them
goodness.
invite only. Yay.
Yay. Is the new Threads thing that comes out
Threads?
tomorrow, is that invite only? Or
It is supposed to launch July 6th. I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but Meta has been, or Instagram particularly, because Adam Mosseri, who runs Instagram, is running Threads, has been leaky, very leaky. The listing showed up in the Play Store, then disappeared. The listing is in the iOS store on purpose so that you can, put your name in to be like, yes, let me know when it's there. Today, it was on the web for a while, which at first seemed like it was on purpose to show people, like, here's who we already invited into the beta, the private beta. So there's folks like iJustine on there, Mark Zuckerberg, of course. But then that went away. So I guess it wasn't on purpose, or maybe it was to try to get people talking. But yes, if you don't know what we're talking about at all, Threads is an app from Instagram particularly that is expected to launch July 6th. And it is a short messaging service a la Twitter. So it's integrated with Instagram in that if you have an Instagram account, you can have a Threads account connected with it. But it's a separate app, and it really is not as focused on images, if focused at all. And in fact, right now, it's pretty bare bones. Posting, replies, likes, re-threading, I guess. I don't know what they'll call it. But, the basics, but not a lot of other stuff.
Okay, so when it's interesting they decided to go with a new app and not just make it part of Instagram. But then again, Instagram, famous lately anyway for being full of feature creep anyway on its own.
Well, yeah, I almost go the other way, which is it's interesting that they integrated it with Instagram. Like, this feels like it's just another service, but maybe they wanted to get people to use it by not having to create an account, and so Instagram was the more popular. It is the one that everybody's like, I don't use Facebook, but I still use Instagram, so I don't know, maybe that's why.
Yeah, I mean, calling this Facebook Threads may not have netted them as much.
Yeah,
whatever excitement they're getting. I mean, most people know they're owned by the same company, so I don't know why it would matter too much. But it always feels a little weird when you have separate apps. From the start, when you already have this hugely successful social app, like, why wouldn't you integrate it? Yeah. So I'm a little surprised by it, but I am going to try it, see what's up, see if it's any good or whatever. I really like Blue Sky a lot, and I'm hopeful that ends up being sustainable and works and all that stuff. I enjoy being over there, but I don't know. I feel like we went from there's no competition for Twitter to there's almost too much now. I got
There's
choice
too much
paralysis.
competition.
There's
Yeah.
Spill and
No
T2
almost
and
about it.
Post and yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like I don't know what to choose. And even if I do, I still got to keep all these other ones, probably got to keep them active anyway. Right?
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that intrigued me about Threads is that they are going to support ActivityPub. So the idea would be, oh, well, if I've got a Mastodon account, I can interact with people on Threads on whatever Mastodon instance I'm using. However, they said they will not be launching with ActivityPub support because it was more complicated than they expected, which sort of implies it wasn't built on ActivityPub from the beginning, that they're having to shoehorn it in afterwards. There was also some backlash from a lot of Mastodon operators, a lot of Fediverse operators saying they don't want to work with Facebook. They do not want to interoperate. So I think they're doing a little bit of social acclimatizing to say, okay, I know we're Facebook, but we're going to be good citizens. Please interoperate, because if they support ActivityPub and a bunch of large Mastodon instances don't federate with them, then they might as well not have launched ActivityPub.
Yeah, I guess I used to think that it would be great if more Twitter competitors existed, even before all the problems at Twitter. Like,
careful what you wish.
Like even 5-6 years ago, I would have said, "Hey, it would be cool if there'd be more competition in this market." And now I just it's a little overwhelming, and I don't know where the people are going to go.
It is, but this is also what competition looks like, and so I try to remind myself it won't be like it is today forever. Not all of these are going to survive, and will eventually settle back down into 2, 3, or maybe even just 1. At which point we'll start complaining that there isn't more choice again. So this is just the way the cycles work.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a big, from Meta's perspective, is this just a moment of we need to snatch the thing while it's hot because of this disruption in the market right now? We need this. You think that's why they're doing it, or is this years in the making and finally Threads is ready and we didn't know things were going to be on fire over there, but I guess it benefits us, but we were doing this anyway.
I think they have sensed blood in the water for a few years. So I think both of what you said is true. It's been years in the making, but also they sensed an opportunity, and that opportunity just got bigger and bigger. So they bet on the right horse. I think it would almost be irresponsible for Meta not to have a product coming into this space right now, because they have such momentum. Whether it's Facebook or Instagram, they've got huge user installs, or even WhatsApp. They could say, hey, users of this incredibly popular thing, I know you're upset with Twitter, and I know you don't know what to choose. Choose this. It's easy. It has a very good bet. So that's not to say it's a slam dunk and it absolutely will replace Twitter, but this is something I would try if I was the person who ran Meta. You see an opportunity to win people over that wasn't there for the longest time. You couldn't assail Twitter because everybody was like, well, I don't love it, but it's better than nothing. And Twitter has done things to drive people off their platform. I have been one who said, look, a lot of people are complaining and saying they're going to quit Twitter. They won't. But I am now starting to see people who don't follow this getting mad. So in the early days, it was people who had an axe to grind and didn't like Elon Musk even before he bought Twitter.
Right.
Now I'm seeing things like Japanese illustrators saying, well, I guess we could move to a different platform. Where should we go? I'm trying to remember what the platform was, but Weibo. They're moving to Weibo. A bunch of Japanese illustrators, according to sixthtone.com. I'm seeing BTS Army saying, well, I guess we'll just use Weverse instead. We could talk to each other there. Those aren't permanent moves if Twitter, pulls itself back together, and it seems like it is. But you can only survive so many of those waves before somebody comes in and says, look, are you tired of the chaos? Are you tired of the uncertainty? Because most of you have noticed the uncertainty. This isn't just the intellectual elite. Here, let me give you a stable alternative.
Yeah. It is interesting, too, to see Meta make a relatively agile move here in the face of them moving away from caring that much about all their social stuff. It matters because that's your user base and your ad money and everything else. But all the renewed focus that Zuckerberg threw at VR and the metaverse and all that stuff was just, that was what you were hearing out of Meta. And to have them go, And speaking of really basic Web 2.0, though, we're going to also have the Twitter competitor. Rip! And there it is. And like at a time where all of that feels like it's a little long in the tooth, yet here they are with a new solution. Like, I don't love Meta, but I kind of like the hustle on this particular move. So I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow, or I guess tomorrow.
I think you'd probably credit Adam Mosseri with seeing where this was going, and in a different world, Threads launches and Twitter fends it off quite easily. But it was a good call to say, let's develop this, because I don't think Twitter is in a position to fend it off as easily as it has. That's not to say it can't fend it off, but it has weakened its position in fending it off. The thing that you're going to have to remember with Threads is it's not going to launch in the EU, according to the Irish Independent, because Meta is in hot water for how it collects and uses user data regarding GDPR and some other privacy and the data sharing across the ocean, processing data back in the United States. There's all kinds of guns aimed at it in the EU for privacy and surveillance. So it's just not going to launch Threads in the EU, at least not to start. It's going to see how the regulatory environment and certain court cases unfold there first. So the EU isn't going to get it, which that's a downer. That's a huge part of the Twitter user base that it will not be able to sway over. Not that it can't. Threads couldn't catch on in other parts of the world and do quite well, but it won't be there. It won't be in China. And it's going to have a large part of the world that it won't have. It will have the UK because the UK isn't part of the EU. They will launch there. They just won't launch in the EU countries.
If John Cusack moves to Threads, can we put better off thread in his bio? Would that be okay to do that there?
I mean, I think he should.
Okay.
Yeah,
I knew you'd agree, because you come from these same terrible jokes as I do, and so I really am glad.
Well, and I
you
share
agree.
a birthday with John Cusack.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that means you, Elon Musk, and John Cusack all shared a birthday.
See, it's
Wow.
kismet.
Well, Tom Merritt, always a pleasure to hang here, and of course we'll be doing that later on the Daily Tech News Show today at 2 p.m. Mountain. I'm very excited to be on. Anything brewing there, or anything else you want to mention? What's going on?
Yeah, sure. Folks, if you didn't know, Top 5 is back. Fourth iteration of Top 5 is back at youtube.com/Daily Tech News Show. Google Docs Secrets was the last episode we did. So if you're Google Docs users, you want to pick up some power tips, check that out. The Top 5, youtube.com/Daily Tech News Show.
It's always entertaining, you guys. You should watch Top 5. It's fantastic. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on that Twitter we talked about. Woo! See you next time. Probably will be that on Threads as well. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
All right. You're gonna try it. You'll try it out, right? You and I will try it at least. We'll see if it's anything.
Oh,
right?
for sure. You and I do this thing where at least we go there, we lock down our account name that we use for everything, and we look at it for a few weeks. We put all the stuff that we post on the other locations there as well, and then we decide if we're going to stick with it.
Yep. Then it sometimes collects dust for months and months and months.
Yep.
We shall see. Okay. Time to pull in Randy and Nicole. Or Nicole.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole. Surprisingly, even though she's here in Denver, she's going to be on today, which is awesome.
That's what I was going to ask. I
Hook
didn't
up
know
with
she
them
was...
for...
Oh, yeah, did you guys... Because they were at the con as well, I think.
They were. We didn't get a chance to get together with them because just things weren't working out. So hopefully this week we'll get to.
Timing is hard.
It is hard, especially with kids.
Indeed. All right, here's this.
Well, what do you recommend?
That beautiful music means it's time for recommendals. Film and TV, stuff streaming. That's what we do here, and we're excited to do
calming.
it. Nicole is Nicole is in your state.
Get a little excited there.
Yeah, right.
Music. It's
Nicole, what are you doing? You're in Colorado still. That's cool.
I am. Yeah, we're in Colorado still, and we try to meet up with Brian, but the kids had other plans.
Of course.
Yes.
Sure.
So
you want to go see Elemental at the Alamo Draft House tomorrow night?
Maybe.
Kids would love that, right?
Yeah. They've been asking to which one.
We could pick one.
Sorry,
Sorry,
we don't need to plan on here.
No, let's plan this right here. What time's good? No, we'll talk offline. But,
okay.
I want to hear how
Tina's feeling better. She's a little sick right now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I want to hear how Elemental is. It seemed to review well. People like it.
Yeah.
Has it? haven't heard that.
Oh, well, I mean,
I think it just hasn't done well because it came out the same week as another big animated Spider-Man movie.
Well,
but,
tanking at the box office is one thing, but the critics and the audience scores are really high. People like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's also bring Randy in. Randy Jordan. Hi, Randy. Welcome.
Good morning stream. Welcome back, I think.
Yeah.
Welcoming you to my attendance to your thing.
That's right. Well, you were here last week, weren't you?
You were here last week,
Yeah.
weren't you?
I think you were here last week.
Yes.
It feels
it's been a really long 7 days, hasn't it?
Feels like it's been a long time.
It really does.
and,
I guess it was a week ago, but it feels like about a month since we talked to you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't here last week.
Weren't
because
you
I was
here?
in a car.
Oh, that's right. You were in
No, I was in a car trying to get here as fast as we could.
That's right. Totally right. Well, all right.
Yep.
Let's get to these recommendals. Brian, tradition dictates you start. So what's your clip? What do you got?
Yeah, so this is a film. This is something that completely slipped under the radar, and then I heard about it and said, well, gosh, I feel like I need to watch this thing. This comes immediately after the main character, guy you're going to hear, just witnessed a car fall from the sky right behind him.
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go.
And he's regaling the story to his family. Sorry.
Was he dead?
The ambulance guy said he had a chance.
Paramedics.
Yeah, I know what they're called.
Well, was anyone
What did you
else
do till
hurt?
they showed?
No, but well, I just kind of sat there with him. I don't know. It was weird. What?
It's a really crazy story, Cam. It's really crazy.
You don't believe me, do you?
I do. It's just the part about falling from the sky, you know? You sure it didn't hit the curb and then flip
was
over?
he?
Yeah, I am. They didn't tell me, but he looked like a younger, better-looking version of me.
How about Mike Twain as a hot blonde with big fake boobs?
Oh, come on, you're beautiful as is.
Cam, you do know that it sounds outlandish, though, right?
Yeah, man, right?
Yeah, I
So why is
understand,
it that
but
like the standard of beauty for men is like high heels and a dress? What is that about? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why?
I'm just saying.
What's wrong with like a good pair of pants?
I feel like there's
you know
no
what I mean?
reason you
because
can't
like
give a
at school they
rational
make you either wear like the skirt or pants for your
So I hear Rhea Seehorn and Jim
That's
Gaffigan.
That's exactly who you're hearing. And that was the thing. Seeing that cast was enough to make me queue up the film before I even looked at like reviews and stuff for it, which I'm happy to report are still in the 80s on Rotten Tomatoes. This is a film called Linoleum. And yeah, indeed, that is Jim Gaffigan and Rhea Seehorn. Two people, you if you were to say, hey, you want to go see a movie with Jim Gaffigan and Rhea Seehorn, you'd say, you're full of crap. There's no such thing that exists, but it absolutely exists. It's called Linoleum and it's on Hulu. This is about a guy who is a former TV show host, kind of a Bill Nye the Science Guy type science show host. And his wife used to be on the show with him. She left to pursue another career, but still with him, although their marriage is a little rocky right now. And he's trying to figure out who he is. And it's a little bit of sci-fi. It's a little bit of drama. There's some comedy elements. It's kind of a really clever mix of all of these things, and there's a very satisfying payoff for all this weirdness that you experience throughout the course of the film. Seeing Jim Gaffigan do this, I mean, he carries the film, or he has to carry the film because he's the main character. You're seeing it through his eyes. And it's amazing that he is able to carry a film like this that doesn't have a super strong comedy element to it. And he does it so well. He really does a great job carrying this film. But Rhea Seehorn, of course, is excellent and shouldn't be overlooked. Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul, for people who recognize the name but maybe don't recognize the name but maybe recognize the voice.
Michael Ian Black and Tony Shalhoub also in this.
Yeah, very brief for both of them. Michael Ian Black almost unrecognizable. He comes in very briefly, and Tony Shalhoub is he is he's a guiding force in Jim Gaffigan's life. I'll say that.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
I've been told to keep an eye on that West Duchovny, Taya Leone's daughter, that looks just like Taya Leone.
That the
is
Duchovny
she-
kid? That's cool.
Is she the? I did not recognize her as Taya Leone's daughter in this thing.
She plays Darcy.
A long time ago, David Duchovny and Taya Leone had two kids. One looks just like her mother, and the other looks just like his father.
Oh,
And his name is Kid Duchovny, which I just love. I love that they named the kid Kid Duchovny.
Okay, so yeah, she plays a kind of a snotty school friend of their daughter, who is Nora. So Cameron and Aaron, Jim Gaffigan and Rhea Seehorn, have a daughter named Aaron, played by Caitlin Nakin. And I don't know. Oh, she was Enid on The Walking Dead. She was in the Go 90 web series Tagged. There's maybe somebody out there who knows what I just said.
Yeah.
And something called Southern Gospel. But I think we're going to see a lot more from her. She's got a really cool, almost trying to remember who's the woman on Portlandia with Fred Armisen. She's got a very similar look to her. And
hold on, it's Carrie Brownstein.
Brownstein, right? Carrie Brownstein, yeah, from Sleater-Kinney. Yeah, she is she reminds me of her a lot, a younger version of her, and I think we're going to see a lot of stuff coming from her.
From West Duchovny. I just love their name.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it
No,
awesome?
Caitlin Nakin. I don't know if we're going to see anything more from West Duchovny, but Caitlin Nakin is what I'm saying. We're going to see a lot more.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's I love this kind of stuff, and I also like it when comedians do weird shit, like stuff that's out of their usual, right?
It's
Like
so
Michael Ian
far.
Black?
Yeah, Michael Ian Black. I mean, we've seen him do acting things before, certainly more than Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah.
And even doing, stuff in films that weren't necessarily comedies, but Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, he's done some weird dark stuff too.
He really has, yeah. But Gaffigan in this thing is a revelation. Like he's
got some new thing where he's like a serial killer or something.
Yeah.
That's coming
Listen,
out.
if you want to
Yeah.
see, Jim, really?
Yeah,
I
Jim
can see him
Gaffigan.
pull that off.
What?
If you want to see, by the way, if you want to see Michael Ian Black in something that's not a comedy, watch Wet Hot American Summer.
Take that, everybody.
Done, my friend.
I agree.
I'm gonna get some
He is
emails
great.
for that.
I did love him in Stella though. That was one of my favorite shows. That's what introduced me to Michael Ian Black.
Oh, the Stella, yeah, the
Yeah, it was
comedy, yeah, okay,
It
right.
was on Comedy Central.
Michael Showalter, yep.
He's a really good stand-up too. Like he's got this ability to to like pick his targets that's really refined. He has a lot of haters on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's loud on Twitter, so that usually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, the show I'm recommending is it's on Hulu and it's called Linoleum.
Nice. Like the floor, like your crappy mom's
like
floor.
the floor, like the floor, and stick around for the ending because it's interesting. Yeah.
Linoleum.
Yeah, there you go. Nicole, I'm glad you sung that part because it's your turn. Tell us what we're doing today.
Before I jump into my recommendal, did you guys talk about Black Mirror on Netflix last week?
We talked about it just before you guys came on. In fact, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
we didn't. Nobody's recommended it yet. I don't think.
Well,
right?
the reason we didn't is we've recommended that show like what 5, 10, 12 times.
A ton of times. I'm only going to
Every
recommend one
season.
episode though. I just want
which
to
one?
recommend. I want to recommend the very first one. Joan is awful.
Yeah.
It is wonderful.
It is the best of the 5 or
it is
6.
so
However many.
good.
Yeah.
It's where you get great lines like this.
I'm sorry that I shat in a church.
See, you get that. It's pretty good.
It's so good. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I started to watch the other ones, but my brain is a little broken still and I can't watch scary stuff. So I had to read it on Wikipedia, but I was able to handle
The Cliff Notes Black Mirror. Okay.
That's what I do now. I have to read about it before I watch it if it's like too much anticipation and scary, which is the second one is about a serial killer. So
yeah,
I'll pass.
Lock Henry, that's the one.
Yes,
it's
Lock
very
Henry is
it's
the second
extremely well done, but it is really It's exactly what you're describing. It's very dark. Yeah.
So that one I started to watch and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go to Wikipedia and read about it. But the first one, highly recommend. I loved it a lot. It was good. So
it also was funny in so many places that it really softened, because it was, it's like Black Mirror. It's like this awful idea. What would humanity do if we did this? Like, it plays with all of those strings like it always does, but it was legit funny. Like, there were moments I was just like dying. And Annie Murphy, I want Annie Murphy just to live next door and make brownies for me or something.
Well, and it's kind of timely, right? With all this talk
AI
of
discussion.
AI and man, I sent out some sales emails for our business and they have this new AI integration. It's not perfect, but I was like, holy crap, that sounds way better than what I just wrote.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's kind of wild. Oh yeah, Streamberry.
Of the 5 new Black Mirror episodes, only one has lower than stellar reviews, and that's Maisie Day. And
really?
The last one, Demon 7-9, is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
I really like the last one. I think Joan is awful. It would be my favorite of the batch, but having just watched Demon 7-9 last night, it's like, wow, that one kind of sticks with you too.
Yeah, that probably my favorite overall, but also a little intense.
I read about them all on Wikipedia.
Love you, Nicole.
Yeah. Hey, that's one way to get, it's
totally.
fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I say.
I experienced it a different way.
Yep.
All right, well,
but
tell us about
the
this
movie
one.
I'm going to recommend is on Netflix. It just came out on June 23rd. It is animation, and we watched it as a whole family last night, and I really, really enjoyed it.
All right, here you go.
If you see anyone, murder them. Hide. If you see anyone, hide.
Fine, because we're still gonna break stuff.
That's a hard no. This place should be crawling with guards. How exactly did you get past them?
They were like this when I got here.
You want to know who the kid is?
Oh, I like where this is going.
You want to show him?
I'd love to.
Let's break stuff.
Well, I recognize Chloe Mortez Moritz in there.
Chloe Grace Mortez.
That's her.
Moretz.
Tourette's. But also Riz Ahmed is the dude, and I love him. Freaking love that guy.
So he is the voice of Ballister Boldheart, and Chloe Grace is the title character, Namona. So then the movie is called Namona. Like, I don't know. We have a friend named, his last name is Cremona.
N-I-M.
So Namona.
It's based on a comic book, indie comic book of the same name, which is also excellent.
I saw that. So I didn't realize until I looked it up on Wikipedia. Wikipedia has been my friend lately. This was supposed to come out in 2020. It was originally a production of Blue Sky Studios, and then they got bought. They were the parent company, which is 20th Century Fox, got bought by Disney, and apparently there was some pushback in the leadership at Disney due to the film's LGBTQ themes, which. Whatever, it's wonderful, and it takes place in a futuristic medieval time. It's so different, and I was just telling Mark, I'm like, I like this world that they created. So it centers around this kind of protected area that you get the story that there was a dragon that breathed fire on the entire town, and this one war. Oh, not. Oh, stop it!
Wikipedia starts talking back.
Yeah.
It's a new Black Mirror episode.
So Glorith is the warrior that stopped the dragon, and so for thousands of years, it kind of fast forwards thousands of years. They have these knights that Glorith has selected to protect the town from this dark evil thing. And it's always people, the knights are always descendants of Glorith until now. And that is the character that you heard, Ballister Boldheart. He is a commoner, and he is selected to become one of those knights. A lot of famous people are in this film. And I was looking at the actors, and they look identical to the characters that have been animated for them. So Riz Ahmed looks exactly like Ballister Boldheart. Chloe looks like her character. Nimona, Ballister Boldheart's love interest is, get this, you ready for his name?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where is it at? I forgot it myself. Oh, Amberus Golden Loin.
Nice.
He is a direct descendant of Galorith, but the actor that plays him, they modeled him for this character. And so Nimona is looking for she wants to be the sidekick for a villain, and she is a shapeshifter. She can change into anything. And the story, what you heard in the clip, was them kind of trying to work together. He's trying to clear his name after something happens, and it's just a really, I liked it a lot. The kids liked it a lot. I enjoyed it very much.
We had all kinds of plans to watch this over the holiday, and then our water went out, so we've been fighting that. But had that not happened, we would have totally seen this. It looks just like, our jam. Carter's gonna love it. I can't wait to watch it.
I want to do a bonus episode of Film Sack where I take a deep dive into Annapurna Pictures. I'm so fascinated by that. A woman turned 21, happened to be the daughter of Larry Ellison, came into billions of dollars and made a movie studio that can do things like this. Like, Blue
I didn't
Sky.
know that was her deal. That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah. Annapurna is entirely this one younger woman.
Well, really?
Yeah, and she
they revived the project.
Right. When Blue Sky fell apart, Annapurna
Right.
swooped in and made it happen.
Huh. That's
so
wild.
cool.
I wonder if she even likes her dad. He's kind of a prick, I hear. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's not really important to this conversation. But they're not the same people as Annapurna Studios that makes games, right? That's a whole different bag, or maybe that is her.
They are related. Yeah, they have produced video games.
Oh my gosh, because they just did a big showcase, and they've got some rad stuff coming. Suddenly, I want to know more about this person. That's cool. Well, anyway, Nimona out now. Nimona is how you spell it.
And Nicole, just to mention another recommendal from the past, I just finished the Mogwai series on Netflix. That was fantastic. Except for those damn hopping vampires, man. That freaked me out. But everything else I really, really loved.
Am I robot to you? Because you're robot to me.
No, you sound great. You probably got better upload than download or something wherever you are. You know,
my kids are playing Roblox.
Yeah. Oh, the kids are playing Roblox. There's your problem right there. Forget that.
There's a problem. Am I Roblox to you, or are you Roblox to me? No, your recommendal of the Mogwai thing was fantastic, except for those damn hopping vampires. Yeah,
I still got to watch that. All right, Randy, let's fly over to your party here.
Last week on Recommendals, Brian talked about time loop movies, and it made me desperate to rewatch. I think maybe my favorite time loop movie of the last 20 years. We'll say that.
All right.
I came out 3 years ago, and everybody should watch it or rewatch it if you've already seen it before. And you're about to hear a man trying to pick up a woman at a wedding dinner.
All right, here we go.
Here are the drinks you didn't pick up from the bar.
Thank you. I always get an extra one. Save myself a trip.
Or you might just be an alcoholic.
Could be.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're Misty's boyfriend? I don't think that we met at the rehearsal dinner last night. I'm Sarah.
Niles.
Hi.
Hi. So what's your deal? You don't dance?
Plantar fasciitis, actually.
Ah, respect.
Dear, I have been to more weddings in my life than you can imagine.
You might be surprised.
And I have to say that your speech is the best wedding speech I've ever heard. Shukran.
Wow. Thank you. That feels good.
Yeah, I bet. But you don't actually believe any of the shit that you said.
Not a word of it. We're all fucking alone.
Oh, I should have bleeped that.
Good catch on the bleeping there.
Shame.
So I know we've done this before, right? It's been an old recommendal, but I still haven't seen it. So maybe this is the motivation I need.
Wow. I hope you do.
Yeah.
It's
This is where I go, you haven't seen it?
Yeah. Everyone I
Me
know
too.
says this.
Jeez Louise.
The whole world tells me I need to see this show. You've all done it. Everyone I know has said it. I don't know why I haven't.
As
So,
you know, when
yeah.
I'm talking about movies, I always have to ask the question, in this case, why the hell is this at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes? And there's a lot of answers. It's not just a competent movie that's fun and funny and weird and quirky, and the stars are pretty good in it. But like, there's something below the surface of this movie that's really, really like excellent, like historically. And I can't really put my finger on it, but you need to watch it, Scott.
Okay. I'm gonna now.
Yeah, you know what? You should totally do that.
Let me guess. It's still on Hulu, right? That's where you saw it.
Yep.
It'll probably forever be on Hulu because they got some deal.
That's why. Yeah.
And so is freaking Parasite. This is a pattern, you know. This is the deal. So yeah, no, I definitely want to see this, and this is one Kim would totally enjoy. I don't know why we haven't watched it. We just got to watch it. So
it's got the mother from How I Met Your Mother in it. The eventual discovery of the mother.
Oh, if I ever watched that show, I'd probably care about her. But I had never did.
Okay. Well,
And Scott, you know how you just love J.K. Simmons even when he is advertising things to you?
I don't care when he does anything. I love him. He's the best.
Right. Yeah, like J.K. Simmons is the third like main character in this movie, and he is so freaking weird and interesting. And in the end, when you finally get to like sit down and talk with his character, he's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
I promise you will come away going, you're glad you watched this.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Kim and I were gonna watch that Hijack thing.
Oh yeah, the Idris Elba. Yeah, I'm excited about that too.
That was the other thing we were going to do this week. We couldn't because of the water, so we'll. I'm going to add this to maybe bump it in front actually, because she'll like the romantic comedy side of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
time loop comedy.
Sure.
And Nicole, don't you just remember loving Kristen Milioti in this movie?
I don't know names a lot of the time. Which one is that?
The lead. She's
the
woman that was just.
Yeah. Isn't she also in the one where the futuristic Made for Love?
I don't know.
She was. She's been in a lot of stuff. Like ever since we started seeing her, I think seeing her as the mom on How I Met Your Mother, then her career just exploded, and we had her in everything.
By the way, I'm so impressed with you guys when you know names. I can't remember all the names of everybody. Very obscure. Like I consider them, not mainline actors, but like side actors, and how you can just pull their names out of your butts.
Well, our butts, we have big butts.
That's actually where many of them come from.
Yeah,
right out of our butts.
Many are right out of our butts. No, I don't know. It's a weird thing when I think FilmSack has helped train us up a little bit on this.
Sure. Yeah.
About 10 years ago, there was a short-lived TV series called A to Z, and it starred Ben Feldman and Kristen Milioti. And it was filmed in my neighborhood. It was so freaking weird to see the like office buildings that you see if you walk outside in this show. And it only lasted for 13 episodes because none of you could watch it. And it was really fun and funny. And again, like I just like saw her and Ben Feldman, who's also having a good career, and he was in suddenly in Superstore, so that's good. But like, I saw her, Kristen Milioti, and I was just like, I'm going to keep an eye on this person. She's amazing, and of course, she makes Palm Springs perfect.
So if you loved her in Palm Springs and you have not seen Made for Love, there's 2 seasons of it. Highly recommend. She's wonderful in it.
Okay, all right. It's not a movie. Got it. Okay.
No, it's a sci-fi, futuristic show where she gets implanted with a chip by her husband, and her husband's very like Elon Musk.
Now I remember
Steve
that.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It is
so
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's on Max.
It's on HBO Max. Okay, cool.
Yes. So you can watch. They have 2 seasons, and I was afraid they weren't gonna they kind of leave you hanging. Also, Ray Romano's in it on the first season. I was like, oh, I hope they get a second season, which they did, and they still kind of leave you hanging on the second season.
That's right. I'd totally forgotten about that.
And Randy, don't think I didn't notice your mention of HBO Max again instead of Max. I noticed what you did there. You know what this reminds me of? Sorry, total side note. Back in the early Instance days, Randy had this thing when Wrath of the Lich King came out. The game did not prompt you to go to Northrend. The whole new expansion, a whole new thing. Randy had the expansion, but there was nowhere where an NPC would say, "Hey, come up to Northrend and do your thing." And until Randy saw that, he refused to go. Do you remember that? You remember that?
I do remember that.
I wouldn't say I refused to go. I was just enjoying like still playing the game and seeing what happened, like I was waiting for like if a friend had come along and said, "Hey, follow me onto this boat," I would have done it.
Yeah, of course you would have, but that's the point. And you were, and it reminds me of this Max thing. You just like refuse.
I don't understand what your Max thing is. Like when I went into HBO Max, it said we're Max now, and it moved me over to Max.
He knows that.
Yeah.
He just thinks it. Oh, and I actually agree with him. He thinks it's stupid they changed their name, and so it's
100%.
They had to. Well, they wanted to integrate other things that were not HBO.
Sure.
Yeah,
they just dropped 40 years of brand.
They dropped the wrong thing.
Yeah. It'd be like saying Coke changed their name to Pud because they want to be more appealing to a whole bunch of other things where people like
Facebook
Puds.
saying we're now just going to be called Book.
That's pretty close.
One more thing. Kristen Miliotti's episode of Black Mirror is called USS Callister. It's the one with Jesse Plemons.
Oh, it is so good.
So freaking good.
You're making me want to go rewatch all those. Those are so good.
Yes, but for Palm Springs first, then
Palm Springs. All right, I'll do that first. All right, here is my clip. This is a quick one for a movie Nicole should not watch. All right? So, Nicole, this recommendal is not for you.
I just Wikipedia it.
Yeah, you'll want to look this one up. Here's some dialogue.
She's called Staphne.
Oh. Hey, Staphne. What's her situation?
Danny told me that when this building used to be a bank, a teller got caught stealing and hunged himself. And if you walk around with coins in your pockets, his ghost hears the jingle. And he scares you to death so he can take all your money.
Oh my. It's true.
If he comes after me, Staphne will scare him to death first.
Ghosts aren't real.
Have you ever seen one?
Mm-mm.
Then how do you know they don't exist?
Because I only believe what I can see.
All right, that is probably the most chill this movie ever gets.
It's the only scene in the movie that does not have screaming in it.
Kinda, yeah, or blood. The movie is Evil Dead Rise, a new entry in the Evil Dead series, which started all the way back in like 79 or 80, whatever it was, the first one. And does feature a cameo from Bruce Campbell, but I will not tell anyone how. It's more fun to find out on your own how they did it. But this is a pure Evil Dead film.
It's not campy at all?
It's got camp, but I don't know the last time you saw that original movie. It's campy, but really disturbing. And so is this. Like, that's what I'm saying. This follows that template almost to a T. It does it very differently, though. We're not in the cabin. We're not in the woods. We're in a city. And we're in an apartment. And that's all I want to say about the setup, because I don't want to give too much away. But it is littered with Australian accents, Australian actors doing great American accents. I don't know what this trend is, but these entire films set in America that are just nothing but Australians. And they're all very, very good. You'll recognize some of these people by their face. Alyssa Sutherland is not a name you know, but she's an Australian actress who plays Ellie, the mother of these kids, who is just frightfully good. She's in all the ads. You've seen her face if you've seen any trailers or anything remotely connected to this. Some really great child actors playing kids. Nell Fisher in particular plays this Cassie girl that was just talking about her Staphne. Staphne, by the way, is literally a doll head on the end of a stick, and she named it Staphne.
Thank you for letting us know.
She's a cutie. And
Staff.
she's really, really great. She's actually English. She's from London, and she does a really good English or American accent. I don't know how they get these kids that young to do that, but anyway, they're all really effective and very good, and mostly not going to be people you've seen before, which I think works in the favor of these movies when they're new upcoming stars instead of some established person. For whatever reason, it just works for me. This is directed by Lee Cronin, who both wrote it and directed it, but very much hands-on produced by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. Those two were producers on the film. And it is gross and insane, a little campy here and there. You get the line, "I will swallow your soul," which Fletcher uttered at the beginning of today's show. And so there's a little bit of throwback in that way. It's still that weird book. They have the old record. They got to say the words for anything to happen. All the tropes of these movies are in there. but where it goes and the kind of creative deaths we get are truly horrifying. Like, the stuff in here is just like, what the frick did you just do? I can't believe they did what they did. They also did a really interesting way of telling the story. They started the movie with what you thought was the movie, ran the title card, and then told a whole different story that connected to what was at the beginning.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And it's not a spoiler to say it because it doesn't spoil anything. It's just a strange way of telling the story, and it really worked for me. I loved it. I thought it was great. I like a good horror movie. I like the Evil Dead movies, and this is absolutely one of those, and should be seen. I really like it.
Isn't it? I've said this so many times. Isn't it so weird to be living in a time when a movie comes out, hits the box office, is number one at the movies, and then 2 months later, you can watch it on streaming?
Well, there was a deal with that. So HBO Max, for those who may not remember, they changed their name.
Thank you.
This was supposed to be a direct to Max thing, and the test screenings were so positive that they were like, we're going to pivot and put this in theaters for a bit. So I think it has something to do with that. The theater run was short by design, but also made them a crap ton of money, and it did really well there. And now it just showed up on Max. And, you'll know if you want this in your life or not. You're either a fan of these kind of horror movies or you're not. And so you know who I'm talking to out there. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you won't. But
you'll read it on Wikipedia.
Or you'll read it on Wikipedia, exactly. Yeah, I thought it was really, really good, and it makes me excited for the future of what they could do with more Evil Dead movies, because I think this one nails the idea of take the premise and go a place where we haven't gone before, but don't ruin the premise. Because now the premise can work in perpetuity as long as good filmmakers make good stories around it. And I think it works really well.
It is interesting how a lot of the movies that were popular when we were younger are kind of coming back around to get a whole new audience. We watched The Goonies with Mateo the other night, and they're going to come out with Goonies 2 soon.
Yeah.
So, in one hand, you're like, oh, they're just mining my childhood, but they're really trying to keep that alive, and I love that they try to do that.
I like it too. People get mad about that stuff. I like it because
I love it.
It shows the longevity of the culture we grew up in, but also, the people in charge, the money people now, they're our age. They're the ones making the calls. So why wouldn't they make shit like this? It's like Marvel's entire MCU run from 2008 till now is all based on people like us coming of age and then having power in Hollywood to do something about it. Prior to that, it was all garbage. The 2 generations before us trying to make comic book movies, they were terrible. Freaking awful. And now we figured it out. So anyway, you're right. Oh my gosh. And they're bringing Sean Astin, Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
what's his name? Thanos. Everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez, they should have called it Fogies.
Foony. No, Fogies is good.
Fogies are good enough. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, there you go. That is Evil Dead Rise, available on Max, and you should watch it if you like horror movies. I just want
to ask Nicole real quick: is it just the scares for you, or is there more? Is it like the loud sounds, the intensity of the visuals?
It's a couple things. It's the visuals that stick, and I can't get them out of my brain.
Okay.
And just the general anxiety of the anticipation is not, I get overstimulated super easy now. So I tend to just kind of, let's just be happy.
Having sat next to Nicole in her home theater watching the Twin Peaks reboot and Mateo sneaking up next to her and whispering something in her ear and watching her come unglued, I can completely vouch for Nicole's reactions to that.
And that was before I was sick.
Right.
That was just normal me.
No, it's just regular you.
Even more, yeah.
Yeah, it's got more amplified.
Well, I'm glad you're doing stuff like that to watch after it. That's important stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I was going to say something. A few weeks ago, I recommended Silo. We were only 2 episodes in. It ended on Friday. It was awesome. Cannot recommend it enough.
Good deal.
Don't sleep on Silo. It's fantastic. All right.
Oh, I'll watch it as soon as you watch
Cool.
Hey, it'll be a while then. Anyway, there you go. Hey, Nicole, it's always good having you on.
Love you guys.
For hanging with you too. Have a fun trip. Enjoy your time. Hey, Randy, thanks a lot for hanging out, man.
Hey, the pleasure's all yours.
Yeah, look for NPCs. They'll take you to Northrend. We'll see you next time. Bye now. All right, Brian, we've come to the closure of the show.
The closure.
I'd like
Yes.
to end it with a quick email here before we go. And this is from, who is this from? This is from Milwaukee. No, Dave in Wisconsin. Is
From the entirety of Milwaukee, I think.
Yeah, which is a fictional city we should have mentioned earlier. No, it's real.
Oh, no more emails.
Yeah, don't send us those emails. He says this, a correction from Milwaukee. Yo, Mr. S&B, in reply to Monday's morning half-assery question about the tallest building and the scorn and ridicule thrown at Milwaukee. As a born Milwaukeean, shame! And then he has 3 bells for icons. Nice reference. Milwaukee did, in fact, have the world's tallest inhabited building, that's in quotes in an important note, in the world for a whopping 4 years. So while your structure question was not technically wrong, the ridicule and shame you subjected my city to must be redeemed. He says it was City Hall from 1859 or 95. I can't read. 1895 to 1899, and that beacon to our world dominance and glory on the world stage is still standing to this day. And to be honest, is one of our coolest buildings. And they sent a link for it. Love the show, though. Hey, the Fonz with 2 thumbs up. Dave from Wisconsin. Yeah, we didn't mean to besmirch your hometown.
Oh, no, for sure, no. And I love Wisconsin. I mean, I'm sorry, I love Milwaukee. Went there with Tina years ago. We enjoyed Summerfest. We saw the Violent Femmes. We saw Garbage play. It was fantastic.
I'll bet.
And I would never besmirch Milwaukee except for their short buildings.
Yeah. I watched the Brewers play in like 90 or something when I was there. It was fun. We drove down from Chicago on that trip.
Nice.
Yeah, I liked it. But that building doesn't look that tall when I look at it now. I realize it was like 1800, so,
yeah. Yeah, of course. It makes a big difference there.
Times change. All right, that's going to do it for us. Big thanks, everybody, for joining us. And if you know what this is today, well, then you'll know it's the 5th of July, and that means it's early in the month, and that means it's time to get on the Patreon. If you've been just sitting in the wings going, I don't know if I need these benefits. You do! And it's so cheap. For as low as $1 a month, you could join up. All right? So go to patreon.com/TMS and help us out today so that we can continue bringing you a commercial-free enterprise, pre-show content every day, couch parties on the weekend, art in the mail, and other great monthly benefits that come from your membership at patreon.com/TMS. Everything else can be found at frogpants.com/TMS. And that's going to do it for today. Brian, let's get out of here. Do you have a song?
I have a song. This one's going out to Reg, who says, "Good morning, Borat and Sally G." Close enough. It's Chillbilly Reg here from Chilliwack, British Columbia. It's my birthday as I write this, but no worries. I'm not requesting for me, but rather for our dear Scott and Kim. I kind of remember hearing that their anniversary is sometime in July, just not sure when. Faithfully by Journey was said to be the song that they danced to on their wedding, so I thought for their anniversary they can do another dance to another Journey song. After all these years, this is, of course, a cover for which I leave to you, Brian, to find a good one. This song, by the way, is the one with the awesome Arnel Pineda, so check out the original too. Congrats on your anniversary, Scott and Kim. Cheers, Reg.
Okay, quick corrections. 2 quick corrections. It's end of August. It's not July. And that's fine. Just a month later, 29th of August. And then we didn't play it on our wedding. We played
it Macarena was your first dance.
No, we danced to that song on our first date, not our wedding. So anyway, close enough though. You got the apocryphal version of the story. It's all fine.
Well, you know what? Then since he got those 2 things wrong, I'm not going to play the song that he requested. Instead, I'm going to play this cover of Journey's Lights by Gretchen Wilson, which came out on her album Under the Covers from 2013. Take that, Reg. No, just kidding. That is what I'm playing, but there's only one cover of After All These Years, and it's by Boyce Avenue, so I think it's a sound alike. So sorry if we're going to play this other one. Here is Gretchen Wilson. And my favorite Journey song, well, second favorite Journey song, Stone in Love, is my first favorite. This is my second. It's Lights. Here's Gretchen Wilson.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for a Thursday TMS.
Get more at frogpants.com.
Body blow. Oh, all right.
Body blow.
Body blow.
Body blow.
Yeah,
Body
yeah.
blow.